Welcome to 2022. We're going to kick the year off right with our own superstar, Krystal Keck, going to talk about business planning. So get your pens, your papers, your notepads out and take lots of copious notes, and then we will coach you later. So without further ado, you have Krystal Keck.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning. Do we have anybody online yet?
I do.
Oh, excellent. Well, good morning to everybody in person and online. I'm Krystal Keck. I have been with Jones & Company Realty a year now, 2 years now. Wow.
Time flies.
Really fast, but I've been licensed for 20 years. I also have my master's degree in real estate, so I have been planning my business year after year. And it's always a great way for us to launch our business into the next year, the next level, whatever that looks like for us. My classes are very interactive, so I'm gonna ask a lot of questions. Looking for those who are in the room. Those are online. We can also take your questions as well. So, I told you a little bit about me. So this is our agenda. We're gonna talk about like, why do you have a plan? What's your why? We're gonna do a SWOT analysis. We're gonna develop a plan. Each of our plans should be a little different. We're gonna talk about implementing your plan. We're gonna talk about writing it down and where you can see it. And then also how this document is gonna be living and breathing and changing with you on a regular basis. Okay. Any questions from me? So I would say if you have no plan, you plan to fail. So we need to make sure we have a solid plan because no one here is gonna fail. So I need to know a little bit about your why. Now, I don't necessarily need to personally know your details of your why, but you need to know your why. Your why needs to be so powerful. It's why you get up every day and go to work, right? Because this business can be hard. It can be sad, but it can also be amazing and thrilling and wonderful and really fulfilling too. So if you don't have a strong why, it's really difficult for you to get up and go to work every day or even go through these systems that you want to do every day, right? So I have a great recommendation for a book. It is Simon Sinek. It starts with Why. He also has a follow-up book now that is about figuring out what your why is. But this is really his starter book, and you guys should all read this book if you've never read it. It's an awesome book. And it's basically, what is your why? Help you develop what's that important thing that gets you to work. Is it your kids? Is it vacation? Is it I want to make sure that I'm independent, and is the flexibility of hours? What is your why? It's so powerful for you. This is actually on my list of things for today, or for this year. Okay. One of my goals this year is to revisit my why. It's been 3 years since I've really been focusing on my why, and I've achieved all those things. So now I want to revisit what my why is and why I still want to stay in real estate. I still want to get up every day and work really, really hard. So I'm actually redoing this a little bit this year as one of my goals to really implement my why. Does anybody want to share what their why is, why they're in real estate, why they get up every day and go to work, either online or in person?
If you guys are online, you can just type in the chat too.
Perfect.
I like to get up every day and I like to help people really fulfill the American dream of homeownership. And then I get to make money to help my family and do the things that we want to do. That's part of my why. I go to work every day so I can live the life I want.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's balance. That's going on vacation. That's going to the beach. That's going out with friends, meeting new people. That is important to me. I want to go through my life and realize that at the end of my life, I actually got to do the things I wanted to do and not wait until I retired. I don't want to work so hard for the one day. I want one day to be every day.
Mm-hmm.
So why did you get into real estate? Not because houses are pretty.
I like the freedom of the lifestyle because then you can make your own schedule. And
That was very appealing to me.
mm-hmm.
Very, very appealing to me. Why did you stay in real estate?
Seems like there's lots of opportunities.
Right, opportunities. I stayed for the money. I can't make the same money doing anything else, not legally.
I
Yeah.
totally enjoy it.
Good. So
I
you enjoy
totally
going to work.
enjoy it, so, it's, money hasn't always been my primary why, yet I need money.
Mhm.
I need to make the money, but it seems in front of me is the joy of seeing it happen. And we were just talking about football. Sometimes real estate, it's like a Hail Mary pass. You think it's not gonna happen. And at the last second, it does.
It's a
And
great
that
analogy.
feeling is thrilling
It is.
because it's victory. It's victory for everybody.
I love
So
that.
that jazzes me.
That's a great reason to say that you love your job. How many people in America hate what they do just to make income?
And real estate, because it has that time.
It
and
does.
And that gambling aspect of it, people who should not stay in real estate often stay in real estate.
Who do you let down if you don't succeed?
Yourself.
Maybe, but maybe that's not part of your why. Maybe for you it is I mean, some people have children and you might be letting them down. Maybe you have the flexibility to go to every single sporting event. You have the flexibility to be with your grandkids every single day and work every single afternoon, evenings and weekends. You have that choice in real estate. So who are you letting down if you don't succeed? It might just be you. I'm single, so for me, it would be me, but maybe that's not the case. And again, that could change for someone over a period of time. Your kids grow and things change in your households. Who are you accountable to? I don't mean yourself. Who are you accountable to? JJ?
Mm-hmm.
Your sellers? I don't know, it depends, but you're accountable to somebody. What makes you get up every day? Who's gonna say you didn't show up? More than just yourself, right? It's really easy to be like, I'm really digging this Netflix show. Just gonna stay in bed a little longer, watch this show. It's easy to do that, but why are you going to be accountable today and tomorrow and the next day? What would you lose if you failed? Maybe, right? I mean, I would lose my house. I would lose a lot of things. The things I worked so hard for, perhaps I would lose everything. And in some cases, it's not about the money. For me, this is my only source of income. For others, it's not. Perhaps you just lose the fact that you failed and you didn't succeed the way you wanted to. Maybe you don't fail at all. That's my whole point, is what are you gonna lose? Make sure your why is so powerful to you that you can't not get up and go to work every single day and make these goals happen. What would you do? What would you gain if you succeeded? Because for me, that's the vacations. That's the time off of work. What would you gain? Anybody want to share something they think they would gain if they were just wildly successful? It's everything you'd ever dreamed.
I don't mind this, more work.
Because you're
Oh,
happy working. You said it
I would
fulfills
gain
you.
more work and I would gain referrals and I would gain the momentum of more,
I like that.
which I enjoy.
That's great. Anybody else? What would you gain? Anybody online want to share what they would gain?
I just have 2 phone numbers, so I don't know who you
Oh,
guys are.
And I would just say just satisfaction. I mean, there's just a huge ego booster when you succeed. And I love to win.
I'd love to win too. I think we all have that feeling.
Competitiveness.
Yeah, for sure. You know, what would I gain? I went through a divorce. For me, I gain this ability and this power that I can do it by myself. I have nobody to fall back on and I gain fulfillment. What is your why? Does anybody know what their why is already? Does anybody want to work on their why?
I do. Sure.
You want to work on it or you
Yeah.
know it?
I'll work on it.
Okay. I think that's great. Like I said, I had a strong why, a really strong why. Mine was fulfillment. I'm doing this. I'm living my life on my own. I'm going to leave Ohio, where I'm from, move to Florida. I'm going to start all over, start my business, everything all over. And my why was really powerful. But it's been a few years now.
And your why has changed.
My why's changed. And I've done everything I said I wanted to do, and it fulfilled me, it pushed me forward. So now what is my why? What do I want it to be today? Why do I get up every day and go to work? So I'm going to focus on this year. It may not be something that I do this week. My why is something that can always be growing and changing, but I need a really powerful why. My why got me here today. Share your why. Share it with everybody. All right, so my classes again are very interactive. So if you, does everybody have any like blank piece of paper? So a blank piece of paper, make a cross, and we're gonna be very interactive and talk about
stuff that could be happening in our business to really help you lead yourself to some business goals and some business planning. Because what happens with planning your business is we all get stuck at start. We do. We're stuck at start. Let's not get stuck. Let's do some of this right now, right at this moment. So blank piece of paper, we're gonna do your SWOT analysis. So we're gonna talk about your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. Now, for a lot of us, these were gonna be all the same, but for some of us, they're gonna be vastly different. So let's talk a little bit about your strengths, okay? Strengths are internal. They're your positive abilities for your company. These things are within your control. What business items do you have that are your strengths? What are your assets? What do you bring to the table with your sellers, your buyers, your investors? Is it your knowledge? Is it your education, your network, your skills, or your reputation? What physical assets do you have? What equipment, what cash, what tangible things that you have that make you stronger in this business? What competitive advantage do you have? Write some things down. What makes you strong? I'm very knowledgeable about this business. JJ's really knowledgeable about this business. That makes me a very strong agent because I know a lot of things. Maybe sometimes that's a weakness too, because I know too much, right? But depending on you, what is that? Can anybody share with me some of their strengths?
I put driven.
Oh, great strength. I like that. Negotiating. That's great. That's my favorite one. Anybody else want to share?
I think for me, customer service, sometimes I care more than my clients.
Mhm.
And
That's a
I can see
huge
that.
strength.
yeah,
In this business, that's huge.
but I'm a realtor in 2 states, so
Great. 2, 3, 4, 4.
that helps. That's a
It's
big
again, strength of education and knowledge. We know things. We have diversity
strength.
in our knowledge, right? You could write pages of your strengths. It's easy to look deep and go, I'm strong here. This is what I'm good at. Now, a lot of times people will teach you, oh, well, then focus on your weaknesses, get better at that. I'm kind of those people that says just acknowledge your weaknesses if you want to pick one of those things to get better at, but keep strengthening your strengths. Because you get stuck then moving forward towards the things you don't want to work on.
Mhm.
Keep working on the customer service. What else could you do in 2022 that's even better than you've always done as far as customer service? What else can you provide that's going to be an even better experience for yourself and your clients? How about weaknesses? Let's talk about what could be weaknesses. He likes to talk about this part, but it's true. These are negative factors that just distract you from your strengths. These are feelings you might have that you need to improve on. These are things that are in your business that maybe you feel you're not competitive enough. What in your business process could be improved? Maybe you have a weakness in your process. What are tangible assets in your company that you could change or you have a weakness on? For example, what if you don't have a reliable car? In our business, we use our vehicles a lot. Maybe that's a weakness for you. What are the gaps that you have in your business? Is there a challenge for you that leads you to be weak in the business? So for me, weaknesses is time. You can't control time, right? We all have the same amount of time as everybody else, but I know for me a weakness is I don't have enough time, and so I have a time block, or maybe I need to hire someone to help me leverage some work right there, in being able to leverage my time. Write down some weaknesses. I'm also very sensitive. That's hard in this business. I'm very sensitive. People say in real estate, you have to have thick skin, right? That's hard for me. It's a weakness. I'm very, very sensitive. I always wear my heart on my sleeve.
I was when I first started.
This is my 21st year. I'll still cry at a dime.
No, I can relate to that, and I think as my strength is I care, my weakness is sometimes I care too much, then I can obsess, then that affects my confidence, that will go down, and it's like I was just telling JJ, met her before this class, because I'm licensed in one state, sometimes those laws cross-pollinate, and it's like, this isn't accurate with Florida,
Yeah,
so.
the confidence changes then.
The confidence changes, and then that can rub off I know my clients can feel it. So it's very important to me to prepare ahead of time to feel confident before I present an offer, do purchase agreement. I want to know everything as much as I can up front first, which isn't necessarily weakness. But if I don't have enough time to talk to JJ or somebody that can validate what I'm thinking or help me out, make corrections, whatever, then that's a weakness that, if left unchecked, can translate to my clients.
I agree, and what I've already heard you say very, very clearly to me is that you know it's a weakness and you focus on it with preparation.
I do.
Yeah,
That's the
but
goal.
you've learned how to overcome it.
Yeah.
And with preparation, you bring it back to your strengths.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. That's what all this planning is about, is recognizing what can I do to make it a strength, and if not, how do I hire people to help fulfill that area, maybe? How do I team up with somebody else to help fulfill where my weaknesses are, if I'm not able to overcome it and make myself a little stronger? Anybody else want to share a weakness? I know it's a tough one to dig deep on. The next two are a little easier to talk about.
Well, for me, since I'm a new agent, just making sure I have systems in place and knowledge, just having enough. Taking classes and all those other things are great, but it's the experience.
Super. So for you, a weakness is like process and learning, right? What you don't know. So you could put in your business plan for next year, asking other agents. I'm going to ask 10 agents that I can have lunch with or coffee with. What's their process for this? And take the bits and pieces that resonate with you. What kind of service you want to provide to your clients? She's licensed in 2 states. She's going to have a different perspective than somebody else in the office. So that's an area where you could grow your weakness and make it one of your strengths in a couple of years. You could say, my processes are awesome. Let me take you through this experience. It's going to be the same as the person that referred you to me, because I know that that's the experience, right? Because we all know when we go into Walmart, we're expecting a certain kind of experience versus if we go into Nordstrom. Our experience is different. Neither place is good or bad, perhaps, but the experience we know is going to be very different. So you can work on that and provide that to be eventually your strength, for sure. And we're dead. Here we go. So we're gonna go straight to opportunities and strengths, since I clicked and clicked and clicked until we moved on. So let's talk about our opportunities. This is my favorite part of business planning, because this is where you can dig deep and find there's opportunities for you to grow your business significantly this year. So opportunities are external factors. This is not necessarily about you. This is your business environment. What is going to contribute to your success? Is your market growing? Are there trends that are happening in the market? What are the upcoming events that you can participate in? What kind of upcoming events can you design and create for yourself for next year? Take advantage of the business opportunities that are growing in your area. Work alongside of those opportunities instead of against them. What it would impact you positively? What is your business running up against? That's a great opportunity. So for us, we have an opportunity to find where there's opportunities, right? So anybody have any ideas, any thoughts on opportunities? I have lots of them, but I want to see what you guys think. Where are opportunities in our business?
Oh, we know there are a lot of people moving here,
Yes,
so that's a big opportunity.
huge opportunity, right?
Specializing in something,
Great.
like door steward.
Yeah. So let me tell you, between the two of you, what you both said, one of my opportunities, and maybe it's yours too, because there's enough business to go around for all of us. An opportunity for me, I've decided, is
I've become passionate about short-term rentals, vacation rentals. I'm so excited about them. I kind of stumbled upon them by mistake, learned about it, and I'm loving it. And I'm telling everyone I know outside of the state of Florida and including Florida, but outside, hey, you should buy a property here. And you have the potential to make incredible money. What an opportunity. And hey, are you sick and tired of the snow that you have right now up north? And you want to come here for 2 months and let somebody else pay your mortgage the rest of the year? Opportunity. Huge opportunity. And I'm spending a lot of time talking to people, and a lot of my referrals have been coming from people in cold climates who want to come here because people are coming here.
Yes, they are.
It's an opportunity. But this is a different opportunity than I'm looking for buyers, because there's so many buyers and not a lot of inventory, right? So I'm looking for people who maybe have the income for a second home. That's where I've decided there's an opportunity for me, maybe for all of us in this room, frankly. But you said people are coming here. JJ said that, there's these opportunities you can merge together here. Any other opportunities?
I dovetail on that. I have an office in Minnesota with over 800 agents. That my opportunity is their referrals.
Yes.
That they'll send their Minnesota buyers who want exactly what you're talking about to me. And I think that's been about 50% of my business so far.
That's incredible. That's incredible. I have been sending a lot of referrals down to, I'm from Ohio, so Columbus area, about 10 a year I've been doing. And I'm realizing that that's a huge opportunity for me. So what are you gonna do in your business that you see as an opportunity that you're gonna be intentional about? Is it every Friday you talk to those people in those markets? Hey, this is what I'm gonna do. Hey, this is how I can serve these people. Hey, it's me. Don't forget about me, right? Because nobody wants to be that person that's, this is my listing, I sell real estate, but you want to be intentional. Hey, don't forget about me. How can I help you? Hey, don't forget, I'm happy to pay you a referral fee. I mean, I love referral fees. Love them. I will pay them all day long. Closed business is closed business. I don't want to pay $300, $1,000 for something that might get me business. I'd rather pay you 30 or 40% like a relocation company than have nothing, right? Go on to these forums, these opportunities, so much with social media. You can branch out to agents across the country. I'm willing to pay you a 40% referral fee if you send your buyers and sellers to me. Would you stand out to everybody else who maybe wants to do a 10%, 20%? Maybe. But I love referral fees. Closed business is closed business. Anybody online? Any opportunities?
The chat's so quiet.
I know it happens when you're online. It does. And I'm not looking them in the face. And I'm only virtually or looking in the face. I'm like, then I'll start calling names, We might fall back into opportunities a little bit once we talk about threats, okay? So threats are also outside things. Threats seem to be easy to talk about because it's easy to talk about the negative. It's really hard to talk positive sometimes. So when we talk the negative, let's come back to the opportunities, how we can maybe make some of those threats opportunities for us. So threats are external factors. And how do you put contingencies in place for these external factors? They are things that we don't have any control over. At least not on the surface. You have to work really hard to change them. What are threats? We don't have anything.
Yeah.
What about interest rates? Is that an external factor that we can't control? Divorce rates, maybe everybody starts loving each other more after COVID and no one ever wants to get divorced and never sell their houses.
They just said the divorce rates are through the roof.
I know. Okay, so wait a minute.
Birth rates
So
are
wait
down.
a minute. So now we're back to opportunities.
Absolutely.
Maybe it's divorces. Opportunities, that's an external opportunity for us, right? But yes, people are not having children like they used to, and we don't have that growth for sure.
A threat could also be financially how our customers are seeing our value and what they're willing to pay us. That is a huge threat.
Glad you
But
brought
that we
it up.
have control to a certain point.
We do and we don't, right? So that's why I said some of this sounds like, I say external, but we have some control over it. We just show our value. Do we feel like there's a threat to our value to the consumer? I think that there is.
Mhm.
How do you show them your value? How do you make that an opportunity? How do you focus on that in your business?
Gotta educate them.
It is education. It's showing them you're gonna be loyal to them. There's sometimes just more keywords, like I'm gonna focus on, I'm gonna be loyal to you, I expect you to be loyal to me, or this is my promise to you, I'm gonna trust you, I hope you're gonna trust me. Those trust and loyalty words are very beneficial for people. It's kind of not what you say, it's how you say it. What are some other threats?
There are a lot of new agents. I mean, there's a lot of people getting their license in Florida,
Sure, that's definitely a threat, right?
more than California.
I'm gonna say technology, because it's growing so fast, and there's so many things that we really have to stay on top of. And that is a threat to our business, and we're seeing that with a lot of different people, we just can't keep up with it.
Big time, right? And again, could be an opportunity for some of us that are watching or in the room. It really could be.
Threats are opportunities.
Well, sometimes they are, sometimes we have no control, right? I think that interest rates should absolutely raise, right? But it is a threat to those who want to buy, because that $500,000 home I'm gonna buy now at, or $700,000 home I'm gonna buy now at 3% is now a $500,000 home at 5%. The same payment, it's a threat to those people, but what do you get for 500,000? It's not the same as a $700,000 home. Is that my opportunity now to educate people? Am I gonna focus on those people and let them know? Am I gonna work more on my social media? How am I gonna put that message out there? How am I gonna share that? What am I gonna plan for to make that happen? So these are just areas where you might be able to really work on over the next few days and write down ideas that come to mind. Oh, I'm really good at this. Because sometimes we always think about what we're weak at or what we're threatened by. We don't think about the opportunities where we're really, really strong. Make those things stronger this year. Write those things down and find an area where you can make it even better, because it's easier to focus on the things you're good at and love doing. Do more of that this year. So you're gonna develop your plan. This is the hardest part. It can feel overwhelming. What do you want to get out of your business in 2022? How do you want to keep track of your business in 2022? Do you keep a scorecard? My plan is written down. And I'm going to give you one of my scorecards. For those that are online, you can announce yourself when you make sure you get one.
And I've got one.
You have a scorecard, excellent. Okay, so this is one of my scorecards. This is my favorite scorecard. So I'm gonna share with you guys about my scorecard because it's simple, but it works. It's really easy to get away from your why. My why is why I do this every single week. And when I don't do this, I know I'm missing the boat. When I'm doing this consistently, because that's the key of real estate, right? Consistency, then I am excelling. And then you get business, and then you I don't have time for this, and then business slows down, and we all have this. We all do. Nobody's got that perfect plan that we can't keep going perfectly across the way. But this, JJ, this is my scorecard for myself. Great. And it's a greatness tracker, right? Because we're all great. We're gonna track how great we are. So, let's just do the first section. So it says Monday through Friday, because I want us to have weekends off. Now, that's not ideal every single week, right? But we can be normal practitioners and have some balance to life. We can. Those are choices you make. But if you hustle during the week, you can make these choices. So the weekend is only there for overflow. If I miss it during the week, the weekend is when I can catch back up if I need to. And I plan to have face-to-face meetings with 15 people per week. Seems like a lot, doesn't it? Especially now that we have COVID. Here's the deal, face-to-face can be virtual. The human brain does not recognize the difference between us being in person in the same room or them watching me online. They're feeling like they're with me, we're connected. They understand my face, my mannerisms. The human brain understands that. But let's say you go to the board of realtors like breakfast. You might sit with a table of 5 or 6 people. Those are face-to-face time with people. I'm not saying one-to-one time, but face-to-face time with people. You can count that. If you went to the convention, you might have spent some face-to-face time. So those things add up to time you've spent with people face-to-face.
So you're not talking about clients,
No,
potential clients, just
Anyone.
people in general.
people in general. This business works because it's a relationship business, right? So I mean anybody. They don't have to be clients, because how many people have never been a client of yours that have given you business? Plenty. And if they haven't, focus on that. Maybe that's an opportunity for you in 2022. Relationships are where you get business in this business. How about breaking bread? To me, breaking bread is people that you are actually consuming a meal with. You're gonna go have coffee with. You are typically one-to-one, but it could be in a small group. It could be a breakfast meeting. But these are people, 5 people a week, 1 to 2 a day, that you're going to try to consume something with. Again, that could be in a group setting, could be a couple of girlfriends, you go out for wine on Friday night, because you're still building a relationship with people. You don't want to be trapped in your house. Woe is me, real estate isn't working for me. You need to go out and meet people all the time, right? But breaking bread, they say, is one of the most sincere, deepest connections you can make with people. We're eating chili here in the office today. I automatically feel closer to all of you. Hopefully we feel closer to each other later with all these beans. And then here comes the hardest part of my greatness tracker. It is 60 great phone calls. Woo! Everybody
Ouch.
seems to hate that section.
Ouch.
These are not
You
voicemails.
didn't say cold.
I did not. I said great phone calls. They are actual conversations with real people. Now, the truth is the world has changed. It's not the same. People don't answer their telephone. So you may have to move this 60 to text messages. You may have to, but they have to be meaningful, great conversations, not just a hi. That doesn't count. You have to interact back and forth with that person for it to be meaningful, right? They could be leads, referral partners, past clients, current clients, people you're trying to get to meet. Who else could you guys have great conversations with? Where would you find these people if you don't know? Starbucks. Great, you could have a great conversation with somebody. A waitress, a waiter. I mean, Joanne and I went out recently and we were at the YPN event and our waiter was phenomenal. You were there, he was great. But we happened to specifically talk about it. I was like, gosh, he is so good. I said, I wonder how he liked real estate. And we even purposely told his manager he was phenomenal. It was really, really great. Maybe those are people that you do talk to. Hey, would you want to get in real estate? Maybe that's an opportunity and not a threat. Maybe they come work alongside of you and you help each other. There's a lot of work in our business, right? Sometimes it's nice to have somebody you can lean on, bounce ideas off of. Hey, I can't be everywhere all the time. 60 amazing conversations. And then events. Go to 1 to 2 events every week. Every single week. In Florida, there's no excuses for not going to like 10 events. They're everywhere. There's stuff everywhere all the time. And then hours prospected. If you had to track how many hours I was actually prospecting, do you think it was more than 20 hours a week? Because I think that should be your goal, more than 20 hours a week. If you're not prospecting 20 hours a week, then you are working in your business and not on your business. Does that make sense to everybody when I say that?
Do you count like your conversations and phone calls and things like that that are already tracked on here as those
Yes.
hours prospected?
You
Okay.
got it. You do. You do. So it's kind of leading you to that.
Mhm.
But then if you're falling short, you can go, you know what, I went to that luncheon, but I didn't talk to anybody. So I had face to face, but I was kind of shy and I just said hello and I didn't really have too much meaningful conversation. So maybe I have their card and I'm gonna call them
Mhm.
and I'm gonna ask them for the business. That's prospecting. Hey, I know we just met, but I'd love to earn some of your business. Title companies and lenders do it to us
Absolutely.
all day long. They're good at prospecting. We should be doing the same. It's really, really easy to see when you've fallen short in your business, when you see the prospecting window is less. I can work all day long and be busy all day. And really look at this and go, I really didn't prospect today. I was in my business all day long. So that's a great focus. And then I'm a little old lady, actually, I was writing some out this morning. Thank you cards. Thank you cards, but I do all kinds of cards. Thinking of you cards, appreciate you cards. I sent a really funny one in the mail the other day. I will pick up cards anywhere from any event. If I see cards, I pick them up, especially if they're affordable. And I got one, and I'm embarrassed to tell you all, but I'm going to tell you how fun cards can be and how connected you can be with people. They were like little, half quarter size cards, and this one on the front just said, "I farted." I sent it in the mail. You want to know, that person called me.
You knew them well.
Read together.
But here's the thing, they laughed and laughed. It was a feel good, like everything is just not so feel good all the time. Like, and I wrote right on there, isn't it great to get fun mail? This isn't a bill, like that's fun stuff, but you're all giggling. I'm kind of embarrassed, but that's who I am. I want you to get something fun in the mail. And so for me, 10 a week is only 2 a day. So you see my 2 are right there for today. And it's just 2 a day. And it could be simple as, I used to be really good at this and I've gotten away from it, but that waiter that we talked about, maybe writing a letter to the general manager or something saying, hey, thank you. I had a great experience in your restaurant because of this employee. It goes a long way.
Do you include your business card in all of them?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Yeah, I really do. I don't, if it when I say all of them, I do, unless it's a sympathy card for like a passing of somebody, I'm a no-go on that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yes.
Okay.
Unless it's a postcard like the other one I just told you about. I wanted everybody to see it come in the mail. I even asked that person, I said, did your mail person say anything? Like, no, I don't think that they even look at your mail that closely. I said, I don't know, it's bright green like these chairs. I think it's funny. And then leads. Write down how many leads you're getting each week. Because if you're not getting any leads, maybe that's something you're focusing on this next year is your opportunity of how am I going to do better phone conversations? How am I going to build deeper relationships? And where am I going to find those people? If you're going to talk to the same 60 people every single week, that won't work. There are a lot of brokerages that preach that you should be talking to 100 people every single day. Guess what? Everyone's stuck at start because you just can't imagine who that could be. But 60 a week, when I just said it to you that way, we can all do that. And again, sometimes we have to alter these conversations and they might be via social media and they might be via text. I'm old fashioned, I like the telephone. I think all of us in here probably like the telephone, but the receiving end doesn't seem to. So go with it as long as you can have good conversations with people and then track how many deals. Wouldn't it be great if you had 3 deals every single week? Deals, every week. But if you're filling this out, even for a couple of months, every week, and you look down here and you're like, okay, I have this many leads and this many deals, then you can start to plan for the next year's business or the next quarter's business. I know it takes me, if I'm doing 60 phone calls, I get this many leads and I get this many deals based on this many leads, because we're not going to convert everybody. Maybe it's only 10%, maybe it's 2%, maybe it's 50%. What's your conversion? Most people don't have any idea. But I'd love to have 3 deals every single week. I think most agents would. 3 deals a month sounds great for most people, but 3 a week, we can all do that. But you have to score yourself, track yourself. So when I said, who's your accountability partner? Is it yourself? Is it someone else? Are you going to say, JJ, I'm going to commit to this? Or Krystal, I want to do this. Will you share yours with me every week? I'll share you mine. Oh, now if I have to show it to somebody, am I even more accountable? You bet. It really makes a difference. Any more discussion on your plan? Yes.
So speaking of leads, as an example, if I have a lead and he is thinking of purchasing in Florida, you know, telling me, well, in the next 3 months, how often would I contact that lead? Once a month? Do I use the same type of way to contact him? You know, I don't want to be an annoyance. You know, in my mind, I think a text or an email would be sufficient once a month. Do you have thoughts on that?
I have lots of thoughts on that, and I'm opening everybody for some discussion on that. I think my answer is it depends. Depends on the receiver, right? I think that we always don't want to bother somebody.
Yeah.
That's my problem. I don't want to
Yeah.
bother you.
He's busy.
Yeah, I don't want to bother you. I know what your need is. So for me, I've learned that kind of asking permission helps me feel more comfortable. Hey, would you mind if I check in with you once a month? Or hey, would you mind if I set you up on a portal now so you can start to see what houses are out there?
He told me no.
But you asked. That was a great start. Okay. Did you ask him why?
Because he said he likes to shop around himself and that he would contact me.
Does anybody else see a big red flag go up?
Yeah.
Did you see the flag? That's buyer 101 class, how to get rid of your realtor.
Yeah, that's what that sounded like to me.
Well, he approached me and said, I'll be calling you.
Yeah.
Because we're interested in doing something in Cape Coral. Heads up, I'm gonna be contacting you. And I said, great. Would you like me to, you know, start a auto email search? No, we're not ready for that yet. We like it ourselves, but we'll call you when it's time. She's gotta sell, his girlfriend's gotta sell her house first.
So through communication, we just make, because you know what kind of what they want to look at.
Yeah.
Just send them something, or if you just see a fantastic value, just something that may not be what they want, but it's like
I
a good deal.
Mhm.
You send them in there, I know this isn't what you want, but look, this is a great opportunity for you.
Yeah, what do you think of this? This is a really great one. Did you look at?
Did you see
Because
that?
they're not gonna see everything that we're.
I sent him an email about the second property homes. The interest rates might be different starting, or will be different starting April 1st, and send that, and thank you for the info. But
Oh, that's good. So you're still showing value in that course of that period. You know, or, oh, hey, did you guys get your girlfriend's house listed? Do you need a realtor? Or how is that going? Those are like the touch points, but my answer is it depends.
Yeah.
Depends on that person. I'm permission based because the more and then I try to find out the word why.
Mhm.
Why is that important to you? Why can I not do that? Why are you still shopping for other agents? Why? And the older I get, the more I realize I have to leverage my time. I have to say no. And I've been recently firing people and it's been hard because, you know, I've taken you out so many times. And while you're frustrating me, I really will get to a point where you have to say, we are not a good fit. This is how I work. This is my opportunity to make an income and live the life I want. And I don't want to chase you, but I want to bond with you and make that relationship. If they make it too difficult, I might choose to be out. But I think that a 3-month window, they should be looking at property online already.
Yeah.
well, I just sold Minnesota.
Oh, so you did sell him.
I
You have a
sold his
relationship
home,
with him.
and
Oh,
so
it depends.
He's thrilled with me.
Mhm.
And he is super busy owning his own business, so I get that he can't converse that much. And then his girlfriend's gonna sell her house and we're gonna get the house they want and get Coral as their second.
Who's the decision maker, him or the girlfriend?
Good question, don't know that yet, because I just sold his house.
So he's moved in with her. We're assuming he moved somewhere.
There, she moved in with him. Yeah, he's got
More than that. I think it's-
Got it. Yeah, because those are the questions I start to go, okay.
So he's got money that's a little different.
He may not
That's
have
different.
time, but maybe she does, and maybe she wants to hear from you.
She knew girl.
Yeah, that's difficult.
She's the decision maker right now. She's pulling all the strings.
She possibly is.
Yeah, she's the one that wants the place.
Oh, she does, then she's the one I'd be talking to.
Yeah, okay,
I know,
yeah,
I know. Don't get stuck at start, just go for it.
okay.
I know what's his name is so busy. you know, we can work together and help and help find. What are you listing her house?
Well, I won't, cause she's way
Oh, different.
at the tip.
Okay.
And I'm
Okay.
at the bottom. So,
Does anybody have their business plan written down somewhere?
no. I don't.
Okay.
I
so we're gonna
used
talk
to.
about this. You need to write it down.
I write it down at the end of the year of what happened.
Okay.
That's not gonna work.
Easy, don't get so on day 1, day 3, to,
Yeah.
make it easy, and like you said, you look at it to see what you did
At the end.
at the end, that's great, because then that helps you for the next year.
I have a Google Notes. And I
Oh,
have
there's
just
so
in my
many.
Google Notes, my goals, because if you don't look at them regularly, you forget.
Yep.
You just do, and I purposely look at them at certain times of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm purposeful about them, but sometimes I'm in the middle of somewhere else or I have a moment. What do we all have that downtime occasionally in the car? You're waiting for somebody. I'll look at mine and go, ooh, I really want to work on that. Can I make a phone call? Can I do something? That might be just you want to work on getting a designation for this year. Maybe I have time to call and get some pricing on that, or maybe I have time at this moment in the car. So we're all walking around with a little computer. Yes.
I write down goals,
Okay.
but I don't write down the plan to get to the goal. I mean, I believe in writing things down for sure.
Okay.
But the plan to get to the goal, like this,
Uh-huh.
I don't. I just write down goals.
Okay,
So,
so now you have a goal.
which is why I'm in
Start
this
to write down your
class.
plan, right?
Yeah.
So, where are we gonna see it? I'm a huge fan of writing down the goal part.
Yeah.
And putting it on your bathroom mirror
Mhm.
Mm,
and making sure you read it when you brush your teeth.
Or speak it.
Ooh, that's even better. It's even better, but I'm a huge fan of putting it on your bathroom mirror. And making sure, it's hard to do when you're brushing your teeth, mine's the brush your teeth thing. Read it. How are you gonna track it? When are you gonna track it? How are you going to see if you're actually meeting it? Who are you accountable to for this plan? How do you even know if you're doing it then? So at the end of the year, let's just say you succeed. How do you know how you did it? Luck? I worked really hard. How do you know if you're failing in some area but exceeding in another area? How do you know how that happened? Sometimes there is some luck to it, right? Right now, we're not all the best negotiators because there's not a lot of negotiating going on. But you could become a better negotiator. Maybe with yourself, with your clients, like it may be a different thing. You may not be negotiating with the other agent, but you might be negotiating with your client. What is acceptable to you? Maybe you learn a different way that you're going to work on things in your business. How do you know if you're doing it? A scorecard. If this isn't the scorecard, a scorecard. How do I know at the end of the quarter I'm doing it? That's when we talk about your goals and planning. Are they measurable? Do I want to close 3 deals a week, a month, a year? How do I know if I'm getting there? Do you have a budget for your business plan? Everybody forgets about this one. Do you have a budget for your business plan? The biggest one is money, but what about time? Suppose your time is my problem.
mhm.
I'm a yes person. I'm yes to everything. I have to be everywhere and do everything. JJ is similar. I've seen her run around like a crazy person, and I realize it's not just me. We're not crazy. There's only so much time in a day, right? How are you budgeting your time? Are you time blocking? Is that a goal for you? Is that something that's part of your business plan? I wake up every day and have the same exact morning routine. I start work the same time every single day. Always. I was here early because I start work at 9 a.m. every day. Now I can start earlier, but I never start later than 9 a.m. Never. How about money? All right, when you're new, it's hard to have a budget for your business because you don't know what you don't know, and I don't know how I want to spend money on my business. But you don't necessarily have to spend money. Maybe you're spending more focus on time until you build the money part. What could you be budgeting time-wise? Maybe this doesn't cost money. Phone calls, events, networking. I have a secret. I do something that I think is fabulous, and I'm gonna share my secret because I think it's so amazing. I am on a dating app called Bumble for friends. They have a BFF version. Somebody told me about it when I moved here, and I was blown away. Blown away.
I need to sign up. I told myself I was when you told us about it like a year ago, and I need to.
It's
You should
Bumble.
just do that now.
And it.
I know.
Bumble is an
Hold
app
me
that was designed
accountable.
by a woman, since most of us here right this moment are women, but men and women can be on Bumble. You sign up and it's a BFF account. You have the choice of, actually they have 3 accounts now. You have business accounts where you can network with business people. You have a BFF account and you have a relationship account. Like a boyfriend or a girlfriend or, significant other account. And I Bumble date other women, friendships. So I have a date today at 4 o'clock. I meet a woman I've never met before. She's new to the area and we're going to Top Golf. We're gonna have dinner and a drink and Top Golf and get to know each other and see if we can be great friends. Yes, but I don't know anybody and I am being intentional. I'm filling out my scorecard. Actually, one of my goals this year is to meet someone new every single day. 365 people every day. I'm meeting somebody new. Every single day. My goal. Be bold in your goals. Go for it. If you found out you couldn't fail, would you try for all these things that you want? If you couldn't fail, we would all do it. If I told you that if you walked out to your car right now, you'd all get $1 million, we'd all go to our car. It's easy. But it's not like it works that way. What are you doing with your time? I love my Bumble app. There's tons of opportunities, and these are all, we're so fortunate in Southwest Florida that everyone's not from here. Everyone's looking for the same thing. I want to have friendships. I want to have relationships. This is a relationship business. So spend time on the things that are important to you to grow your business. It doesn't have to be money. Money is great. But until you have the money coming in, spend the time building the foundation.
On the side of the woman who sold Bumble just made a ton of money.
I know.
A ton of money. I mean, this is why relationships are so important.
It is. It is. I'm a collector of friends. Big time. And if you're bad, I put you back in the group. I wish I could do the same with my clients as well as I can with my friends. Like if you're mean and nasty, I think I'll just put you back. Seriously, like let's say if I go out tonight with this woman and she is rude to the staff there.
That's a
deal breaker
pet
for me.
peeve for
Me
me.
too. Right? That's somebody I don't want to be friends with. If you can't even be friends with the people that are working for us, surrounding us, it makes me uncomfortable. All right, it's a living document. You can change it and you can check in on yourself. Share it with others. Again, if you have no plan, you plan to fail. How do people know what you're even working on? How can people support you if they don't know? What is a good referral for you? Have you ever asked yourself that? How do people give you a referral if they don't know what is a good referral? Is it driving down the street and saying, hey, I saw Christina, there is a for sale by owner on XYZ Street. I give you a referral. Aren't you lucky? That's not a referral to you though, is it? Is it their neighbor and they're giving you the name and number and say, hey, listen, I already said Christina's amazing and she's gonna be calling you tomorrow? They don't know the difference. You teach them, share it with others. What is your plan? How do you plan to achieve it? Feel free to change it. But if you don't have it written down and you don't have steps on how you're gonna get there, you're not changing it, right? Because you're just gonna go through the whole year and go, oh, I probably should have changed this area a little bit. Like COVID hit, that was a threat that none of us expected to happen, an external threat. Is it still a threat? Is it an opportunity? It's gonna be different for each one of us, but feel free to change it. Things are going to change in our markets that we have no control over. So change your goals. How often are you gonna look at it? So this class is all about implementing things. How are you gonna implement your plan? How are you gonna write it down? Who's going to be accountable for this stuff? So you have to make your plan. Make your budget. When I mean budget, it could be time. You're gonna write it down. your map, right? How am I gonna get to it? Even if it is just your big goals, you can put your rocks and your sand and your salt and everything all into the jar eventually. But what are the big goals? How are we gonna get there? You can work on, right? And then adjust, make adjustments. But I think you need to start with your plan with your why. Why are you getting up and going to work every day? Why do I start at 9 a.m.? Why do you have certain things that you do every day in your business? Why am I gonna track myself? Why am I gonna score myself? What's my plan gonna be? Who am I gonna share my plan with? Where am I going to write it down? Anybody wanna share? When I say share, who's gonna make your plan? Ah, there you go. Yes. You gonna write it down? Are you gonna share it with anybody?
I'll share it with JJ.
I would say, I welcome you all to share it with me. Ooh, talk about accountability. But that's
We'll
what it
all
comes
watch
down
it.
to. What is your accountability? How are you going to know you're doing this? That's the biggest thing about planning for your business is implementing, right? So I'm going to encourage everybody online and in person, if you make your plan, today is the 25th. You got a couple days left of the month, plenty of time. Why not by February 1st, you let me know that you did it? What is your plan?
We can post it out on the group too.
Yeah. And maybe you only say, I know these are the top 3 things I plan to do this year. Maybe it's only 3 things. I always tell people, I would love to hear from you 3 things professionally and 3 things personally. That would make it easier. So if you could tell me, I know my why, and there's 6 things I want to tell you about what I'm going to do for 2022. These are the 3 things I'm going to do business-wise. These are the 3 things I'm going to do personally. When I break it down that simple, it becomes a lot easier for you to figure that out. So I want you to tell me what your why is if you're comfortable. I want you to tell me what your 3 things business. Now you might end up having 7 when you start working on it and are intentional. Like, wow, it's really easy once I started realizing these are the things I wanted. I want 10 listings in this year. I want 10 closed listings. I want whatever these things are for you. In return, I'll share with you mine. Maybe you want a designation. Maybe you want to do 300 open houses this year. You don't have any inventory, but you might want to. You know what? We have lots for sale. Who says you can't sit on an open lot? Right? There's lots of opportunities here. So focus on your why, make your plan. And if you're comfortable by February 1st, share with me, share with JJ, share with someone you're comfortable with, but I invite you to share with me. What are your 3 business goals for 2022? And what are your 3 personal goals? Because let's face it, we're human people. We are persons. We're going to have both goals. And I think if I want to live the life I want to live, they go hand in hand. Right? Thank you guys for coming to my business class. I hope you guys found some opportunities to grow your business in 2022.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Great job.